Okay, welcome back. Susanna Brown in town. Yes, that's right. Now, if you see anything shaking, it's just the plants and the trees because I'm so passionate that everything else has got to have my attention. Look, you might be saying, Susanna, why are you passionate? I'll tell you why. I've tried. I was one of the best sales girls. I used to go all around Melbourne, selling at the Melbourne show, in different shopping centres. My boss would put me in shopping centres where no one else could sell. I had a passion. I was born with a passion. But sadly, when my mother died, we didn't get told why she died. I came from that background with my father, being Lebanese with the best intention. Dad, if you're watching, please don't take this personal. He had the best intentions and he did what he thought was best. And so we weren't told. I was only 7, you see. Whether I was told, let's say for example I was, just to sort of save the argument, a 7-year-old back then doesn't understand what a 7-year-old now understands. I've got a 7-year-old. She's just as sharp as sharp. She's got my brain, I think, at 30. She's got an ability to understand way beyond my years of where I was back then. Now, I was 7. My mother dies. My dad put us in separated 6 children, 3 in one place and 3 in another place. And then when he had the funeral, he brought us home and he basically buried himself and his sorrows into the business that we had. I'll tell you where it is. It was called the Pratishka Coffee Inn, and it was in the part of the city of Little, could have been Little Lonsdale or Little Collins Street, a little laneway. The court, that's right. The ones that are watching, we used to have a little cafe in there called, and it was in the Causeway, if you know where the Melbourne City is. And so he managed to basically hold that for around 5 years after my mother died. And because of his pain and being a Lebanese man that relied on his wife for absolutely everything, he was lost. He felt lost. He felt the pain for his children. He felt the pain of the sudden death of his wife, and that led him to alcoholism. He would get up every morning at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. and come following morning anything between 2 and 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. So we never got to see him for the first 5 years. And the oldest was 12. And she was managing to do the best that she could. Thanks, Matilda, by the way, and Mars. They tried to mother us, our older sisters. And you can imagine, really, at the end of the day, which one of us was the oldest, because there's 6 kids, 15 months apart. Have just lost their mother, barely see their father. Ouch, 100 times, ouch. I go back to my little testimony. You know, you might be thinking, Suze, what do you know about happiness? Well, I'm not going to give you a false pretense and give you this smile that makes me seem like I'm happy. By the way, my teeth aren't the best anyway, so I don't like my smile. That was just because I throw that one in. But, you know, not told that your mother's died, left with a father that has no direction. The only people or the person that I can recall looking after us or looking over us was my oldest 12-year-old sister that was dumped with everything. My grandmother visited every now and then. The primary school where we were at learnt of my mother's death before I did. What I'm saying is this, is you have a map. You were created on this earth with a map. You are a map in the making. Except what's wrong here? Where do we go wrong? You haven't been told. Bana, you haven't been told. You are have you ever heard that saying on TVs? You might see the slogan somewhere on some billboard, a spirit, body, soul, whatever. But I'm going to educate you something here today. You are a force within yourself. Did you know that? What makes you that force? Your will. Ta-da! You are 3. You are a spirit, You have a soul and you live in a body. That's you. That's your map. 3, you have a spirit. You are a spirit. You have a soul and you live in a body. You might be saying, Sis, what does all that mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means briefly without getting too technical. Do that to your hand. That, my friend, is your spirit. In the Greek, it's nephme. Email me if I've got it wrong. It's nephme. And what that means is your spirit, your breath in the Greek. When you die, your breath leaves your earth suit. Let's look at it in another way. Have you ever seen a woman that's just sort of addicted to facelifts, and she's had so much disappointment in her past? But we can read between the lines. She's had a tough life, and the lines are on her face, but she's trying to cover them up with polyfiller. And we're living in a day and age where if you do a nose job, a boob job, a leg job, it's all made in China. Anyway, moving right along. What it is, it tells you that there's an importance on what it is that a woman ought to look like. And where does that go down deep inside, my friend? Well, it goes along with this: the big house, the big car, the beautiful wife with the overall appearance of what looks like a happy woman. But let's read between the lines. She ain't happy. She's just doing polyfiller. Deep inside, she's in pain. God help us if Melbourne has a recession because all of the made in China has to be given back. Anyway, let's not go there. I'm getting off track. The map of you. You are a force within yourself. So your soul, let's go on to the soul, is your mind, your will, and your emotions. Your will is the force, my friend. Your will is more powerful than a deadly spider, a deadly snake, a deadly shark. Your will is more powerful. It's a force not to be reckoned. Your will is wrecking your own home without you knowing. You stubborn thing. There's one cure for stubborn people, and that's rock bottom. You might be watching me right now and you could be thinking, Suze, I'm at the rock bottom of all my rock bottoms. Well, I'm going to tell you, just call me Susanna Rock Bottom because I've been giving God the bottom line for a long time. Lack of information, my friend, that's all it is. It says in the Bible that my people perish for a lack of knowledge. You might be thinking, I'm not God's people. Yes, you are. Good news. You are. You are God's people. Thank you for coming along my journey with me today. Thank you for watching The Pursuit of Happiness. My name is Pastor Susanna Brown. If you need any more information about who we are, where our church is, what I'm all about, why don't you visit our website, www.hoperope.com.au. I'll see you again next week.